Hi, this is Melody from Bangle Whisper. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Today I'm going to tell you a story. This is a true story, true ghost story. So we'll call the person Neha, and this has happened to someone I know. So Neha worked in a store, and this was about walking distance from her home. And the store used to close around 10 p.m. and she always got a ride from a family member who would go and pick her up. And she didn't drive. She was only 17 or 18, but anyway, she didn't have a car or didn't drive. So there's always some family member would give her a ride, and the day she didn't have any ride, her manager used to give her a ride. So one day, it was kind of drizzling, little bit of rain, not too much rain, just drizzling. And the manager, actually, store manager, went home a little early because he wasn't feeling well. So Neha was supposed to close up the store, and this was like a coffee shop. So they close around 10 p.m. and they sold like a bit of snacks and coffee and tea, very good, small, smelly, expensive imported tea. So the crowd was not so much, but few known people, like they know. Mm, so there was like 2 3 people there, and but she closed 10 p.m. After that she used to do some cleaning up, and they always used to be 2 persons. So another person was Ram, and Ram used to throw the trash and mop and clean and wash the big containers and things like that. And I used to clean the tables and make sure everything's ready for the next morning. So while doing all this became like 10:30. So then she was waiting for her ride, and her ride didn't arrive. But Ram said, "Okay, bye, I'm leaving." And she thought her ride would arrive, and that was the mistake she did. She let Ram go, and Ram always came in a motorcycle, kind of like a scooter or motorcycle. And he had his own transportation. So then she kept calling home, and then she found out that her dad was supposed to give her a ride, but his car broke, so he couldn't come, and that's why it was so late. So by this time it was almost 11 o'clock, and she didn't have any money on her to call a taxi or anything. And so she thought that this wasn't a long distance, it was like about half a mile. So she thought, I'll just walk. I mean, that was the stupidest thing she did, but I mean, she didn't have much choice. So she thought, I'll just walk. And it's still there was street light. It was 11 p.m. and most of the stores were closed because these were all kinds of different kinds of stores. So she was walking. There was nobody in the store or in the street. So, but there are lights everywhere. So then she was walking, and then she took a turn, and she was going. There was a drunk person coming, and the drunk person kept yelling at her that, "Hey, stop! Hey, listen, we could walk together, huh? You don't want to talk to me?" Like that. And she picked up her pace and started walking fast, fast. But anyway, when she reached to the corner, and all of a sudden she was faced with this drunk person, and he wasn't a good person. And so he grabbed her hand and started talking to her, yelling to her, "Hey, you don't want to walk with me," this, that, trying to cause a scene. And she knew that he had something bad in his mind. So she started screaming, shouting, yelling, asking for help. And then one of the store was Mr. Swami's store, and he had a kind of a thrift store. Mr. Swami did that store for 50 years, and then he passed away. And Neha knew that he passed away, and then after that, his wife was managing the store and his two daughters. So the store was closed by this time, but the light was on inside. So then this guy saw that Mr. Swami coming towards him with a gun in his hand, and he's coming and he's yelling, "Let her go, let her go." And then the drunk guy saw that and he got very scared, and he said, "Okay, okay, man, I'm leaving her, I'm leaving. I don't want in trouble." And then he started walking and then started running. So the Sue was on the other foot. Before Neha was running, screaming, now he was screaming. And this Mr. Swami with the gun kept running after him, chasing, chasing, chasing. And then after some time, he came back and he asked Neha, "Are you okay, my child? Did he hurt you?" And she was totally speechless and staring at him. She couldn't see anything. He was wearing a pant and a hooded shirt, and she could barely see his face. And then she was like, her mouth was dry, but she was more afraid of Mr. Swami than the bad man. So she didn't know which one to be afraid more, but she was happy that the bad man let her go. But on the same time, she knew that Mr. Swami was dead, and she went on the funeral. So she couldn't even breathe, couldn't even talk. Her mouth was all dried. And then she saw that the person, supposedly Mr. Swami, he went inside that thrift shop and just vanished in there. She just couldn't believe what she saw. It was like a movie, right out of the movie. And she did shop on the store quite a few times with her mom, and she went to Mr. Swami's funeral with her mom. So then somehow she made to her home breathlessly, and she felt like a huge pressure on her chest. She couldn't breathe even. Then she went home, knocked at the door. When her mom opened the door, she went inside, almost fainted. All this thing went. After she regained her consciousness, her parents gave her water, food, what happened, and she told the whole story. Then mom said, "Mr. Swami died last year. The wife and the daughters, they're managing the store, and the store's supposed to be closed by weekdays 8 p.m. and Sunday 6 p.m. And so there was no chance of the store being open or him being in it taking care of the store. But her life was saved, and this is a true ghost story. And yes, ghosts are real and they do exist, and they're just caught in between time and don't know where to go, or their time hasn't come to be reborn again. And they do evil stuff to scare people, and then they do good stuff if they were good human beings to help out people. So it works both the ways. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll see you with many more. Bye bye.